What's up, people? This is Chris Albert out here with Getting Shredded. I am going to answer some of your questions right now about carbohydrates and fats for energy. I've been getting a lot of questions about whether or not carbohydrates are a good energy source and whether fats are a good energy source. And so I wanted to clear this up for you a little bit right now. In my opinion, both are good energy sources, but for different purposes. And this will give you a little bit of a clue as to why I suggest timing your carbohydrates after your workouts, and also why I suggest timing your fats later in the day in my ebook, Getting Shredded. Carbohydrates are a good, quick energy source, right? But a lot of you are going to be like, well, then why don't we eat those before the workout? Well, there's a couple of reasons why you don't eat those before your workout. One, carbohydrates require a lot less oxygen in order to be released as energy, okay? That's because for every carbon atom in a carbohydrate, by definition, there is already an oxygen atom. That's science mumbo jumbo, but all you need to know is that means that carbohydrates can be released much more quickly than fats as an energy source, right? And so, even if it's complex carbohydrate, it's going to be a much quicker energy source than, say, fats. The reason why you don't, there's a couple of reasons why you don't want to take these before your workout. One is because what I've been talking about all along for the last couple of weeks is insulin sensitivity. If you have glucose already stored in your muscle cells, then your body does not know what to do with that rapid release of energy, right? It can't store them in the muscle cells because the muscle cells are already full. And if the muscle cells are already full, then the liver is also full, which is the other place where glucose gets stored. So, with nothing to do with this energy, insulin has to store that energy in your fat cells. It's simple as that. So by timing carbohydrates after your workout, you are making it more likely that you are going to be able to store that glucose in your muscle cells, creating the effect you want, which is any energy for your muscles, but not extra fat buildup. Again, as I've been saying, if you are a higher body fat percentage, it's likely that even after resistance training, you're not going to be insulin sensitive. If you have a good degree of adipose tissue buildup around your midsection, that's a good signification or signifier, whatever. I'm sorry for you vocabulary fucking hogs. That you have a problem with mild insulin resistance. So my advice then would be to try to avoid carbohydrates, to lessen the amount of carbohydrate intake as you move along in your diet, because you are going to have to make yourself more insulin sensitive in order to lose that fat, okay? And if you go into the Getting Shredded book, I explain stage for stage how you need to do this gradually. Two, the other problem with eating carbohydrates pre-workout is that with the release of insulin, you are also going to be robbing your bloodstream of sugars. So if you get a lot of energy from those carbohydrates and you're like, yeah, man, I'm amped up, I'm pumped and everything like that, halfway through the workout, what happens is that insulin is taking that sugar from your bloodstream and it's storing it. And once that happens, what happens to your energy? It crashes down the shitter. So you no longer have the energy that you had before the workout. So it makes it a lot harder to finish strong. Fat, on the other hand, is a lot harder to oxidize. There are not as many oxygen atoms in fats. So what happens is you need to take in more oxygen in order to release that energy from a fat source. Hence, fats take a much longer time to burn. So, fat becomes a much more efficient energy source than even a complex carbohydrate. Now, I don't recommend overeating fats, and I don't recommend eating fats too close to your workout. And the reason for this is because given that sustained energy source, they are harder to digest. So you are not going to be able to do your workout without kind of a full and bloated feeling. And a lot of times people don't like that. That, you know, might make you a little bit sick to your stomach. So, and in addition to that, it makes other things in your stomach a little bit harder to digest as well. So you're not going to get the protein release as rapidly as you'd want for recovery after your workout. So I also recommend eating most of your fats farther apart from your workout. If you're working out later in the day at nighttime, I would suggest eating your fats closer to the morning. If you're working out toward the morning, I'd suggest eating them closer to nighttime. Now you're going to say, well, is that going to be a short enough period for release? Well, like I just said, fat takes a lot longer time to oxidize. So even if you're eating that fat further apart from your workout, then you're still going to get that energy benefit. I also recommend eating about 20% of your calories from fats. Depending on the stage you're in, it goes higher and lower. And about 7% of that should be saturated fats or bad fats, what they're known as bad fats, because they raise cholesterol and do all those bad things. But there's also some really good benefits to eating fats, like raising your testosterone, and I'll go through that in other videos. The other benefit of fats is that you don't need so much of them. So you don't need as many grams of fat to create an energy source because they work so efficiently. They're also 9 calories per gram of fat, whereas carbohydrates are 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. So you're not going to need to eat as much fat to create the same energy response. I hope that's clear enough for all of you. I'll put my information below, gettingtoshredded@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you can put your comments below in the comments section. And if you're interested in checking out my ebook, check it out. I'll put the link for it down there. And if you want to check me out on Instagram, check me out on Instagram. Comments, complaints, everything, I'm welcome to them. I welcome them. Sorry, my English is completely fucked up today, but I'm still here for you. So, peace out.